How's it going, everyone? It is awesome to be here right now. Hi. Let's see here. I do have the direct open for those that may not be believing me. There it is. It is ready to go. But it is not happening quite yet. We got about 12 minutes. And I know I'm yellow because the video is yellow. In fact, let me turn on my studio lights a bit and take care of that for you guys. So now I don't look so yellow. How's it going? Mark Greenberg is here. James Avenger, Armando Medina, Blurpy24 Ren, Carl Strufert, Trivial is here. Sweet Life of Dio Brando. Gamer STO. Evie YNX. Corey Bohm. Who says, "Woot! The prime time snack box is shipped." Sweet, Corey. We'll make sure I get an unboxing video done for that. Nate's stuff, if it gets here before E3. And who knows? Maybe we'll pack those snacks for E3. We'll see. Let's see here. James Avenger is here. I need to burn this shirt ASAP. Not happening. Obviously, Corey, you are well aware I am watching the Toronto Raptors versus Milwaukee Bucks tonight at 7:30 with Eric on the big screen here. That is a thing that is happening. But right now, we have the Super Mario Maker 2 Direct coming at you in about 10 minutes. This is going to be a wild ride. We know it's going to be 15 minutes long. It says roughly 15 minutes, so it could be a little under, it could be a little longer. And it's just about Mario Maker 2. Granted, they could shadow drop some sort of announcement at the end. They have done this in the past with individual game directs, but I don't think they're doing that this time. I think they're just literally going all out here and going to give us everything they can imagine giving us. So we're going to pretty much know anything we need to know about Super Mario Maker 2, I think, after today. So, yeah. Some people might wonder, well, what does that mean for E3? Well, they're still going to have Super Mario Maker 2 at E3. I think what this means is Super Mario Maker 2 isn't going to take up 20 minutes, like Smash Bros. Did, of the Nintendo Direct at E3. And it makes a lot of sense because Nintendo has a lot of games there. In fact, Super Mario Maker 2 potentially might not even be in the E3 Nintendo Direct, but instead just be something that happens to be in the Treehouse stuff as they play the game, and obviously have show floor demos and all that jazz. Heck, what if they announce a Super Mario Maker 2 demo today that's going to be happening during E3 publicly? That would be crazy, right? That's a prediction I don't think anyone out there's making. I don't honestly think it's going to happen, but I think it would be a surprise. Nintendo has been doing demos. We have the Daemon X Machina demo, and we have the Yoshi demo, so who knows? Maybe we're getting a Super Mario Maker 2 demo. Heck, maybe it's landing today. Maybe it's a shadow drop today. I don't know. James Avenger says he wants Warriors and Bucks. I think a lot of people are kind of interested to see Warriors and Bucks. I think a lot of analysts out there think the Bucks match up best with the Warriors, but I'm not really worried about the Warriors right now. I need to worry about the Raptors because Toronto Raptors are legit. So let's not just overlook the Raptors here. The Raptors won 58 games this year. So 2 games less than Milwaukee while resting Kawhi Leonard for 22. Yeah, I know Milwaukee has the 45-plus blowouts, and I get it. Like, Milwaukee's been a better team, and Milwaukee rested players at the end too. But still, it's going to be a hell of a series. I can't wait. Game 1, this is the most excited I have been in 18 years because it's been 18 years since the Bucks have been in the Eastern Conference Finals. All right. I think they're going to drop a new announcement. I feel it. I mean, yeah, they could end up dropping a new announcement. That's not Mario Maker 2 related, right? They could be dropping some sort of shadow, Luigi's Mansion. That's something that you can maybe tie into Mario. I don't want to set your expectations to expect a Luigi's Mansion announcement, but it wouldn't be surprising to see maybe a little minute, ending trailer with Luigi's Mansion 3. That would not be shocking, especially if it's just like a tease for more to come at E3 or something. But again, I don't think that's happening. I think they're going to stick to just Super Mario Maker 2, and they're doing this Direct specifically so they don't need to focus the E3 Nintendo Direct so much on Mario Maker. I think what they saw is Nintendo learns, believe it or not. They learn from the past. And what they saw was, as much as everyone loved Smash at E3 last year, it did not need to be 20 minutes of their 45-minute Direct or whatever, or their 30-minute Direct at E3. Like, it did not need to be 2/3 of the Direct. And having learned that lesson, I think Nintendo realized, look, Super Mario Maker 2 is coming out soon. Let's just hit them now, and then we'll just use Treehouse to kind of advertise it. I'm not saying they won't have a new trailer or some sort of flash mention of it in the Nintendo Direct during E3. I just think this ensures that Mario Maker 2 won't dominate like Smash did last year in terms of the Nintendo Direct stuff. There's still going to be plenty of Mario Maker 2 action happening on Treehouse Live. We'll have footage of it as well in our own hands-on impressions. So it's going to be great. E3, man. I'm like 2.5 weeks away from flying out of here. Crazy to me to think, like 2.5 weeks from now, I'm flying out to LA, going to EA Play, getting ready for Nintendo and E3. It's going to be great. Heck, we'll be streaming press conferences from the hotel. I know people, well, why are you going all the way to LA just to stream press conferences? I'm not. That's not why I'm there. It's just part of the E3 experience. So I want to react to those press conferences along with you guys. Let's see what some people say. I feel Wahana is going to be Ouija Mansion. What if they did a thing where they made the amiibo costumes available on all the themes? That would be wild. That would be wild, man. If the amiibo costumes weren't just like NES, but they made them available on everything up through like 3D World. That would be crazy. You're getting a promotion at your job soon. Give me a 5, brothers. Whew, there you go, man. High five on that one, Dynamic Kirby. Congrats on the promotion coming your way. That's sweet. Good job, man. Sword and Shield will dominate the E3 presentation instead. It's possible Sword and Shield will dominate it. Maybe. Like, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee didn't dominate it really last year. I think Sword and Shield will have a very similar presence. It'll be there in the Direct, but I don't think it's going to be like 20 minutes of it. But here's the thing. Nintendo has so many games coming this year. I think they know they can't have one game take up 20 minutes. I think they know maximum is 5 minutes for a game. Fire Emblem 3 Houses, right? That's coming. We can't forget about that. Can't forget about Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Daemon X Machina. That's just like off the top of my head. There are so many more I'm forgetting. Like Sword and Shield, obviously. Link's Awakening Remastered. I haven't mentioned that one in a while. Cadence of Hyrule, if for some reason it doesn't come out this month, then it has to come out at some point. Town. Thank you, Corey. Town, that new IP by Game Freak. So, and that's just off the top of my head. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, right? That comes out in July 19th, I think. So, there is a lot. Plus, hey, probably a new Smash Fighter DLC. That's probably a thing that's happening as well during E3. You would assume the next DLC announced. So again, there is a lot of games for Nintendo to talk about, and that's just what we know about. That's not the games that aren't announced. That's not even counting some of the major indie titles like Ninjala or something that could end up making a huge appearance, because Ninjala is Switch exclusive, last we heard. So you could see that might have a major presence. There's a lot that for them to talk about. I don't think they're going to focus on any one particular game in the Direct, although they will have a general theme, as we know at E3. They went Zelda, and they went Super Mario Odyssey. Last year they went Smash Bros. So the show floor, they will have a general theme. I think it'll end up being Super Mario Maker 2 as the theme on the show floor. But that doesn't mean that that's it. I think Nintendo's going to have so much to play. It's going to be crazy. Hype for Ultimate Alliance 3. There you go. Someone's hype for Ultimate Alliance 3. Shouldn't be surprised with your name, James Avenger. 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. We're going to switch over here to the Direct view, just so we don't miss anything. Make sure it's actually playing. It is playing. It is live. So in case they started a little early. What else are you guys saying? Oh, sorry I'm not green screened out today. I've been really busy today and did not have time to get my green screen set up behind me. Literally, it's really not that hard to do. I just didn't have time to do it because I sat down, had to get the stream going. So, sorry that I'm taking up part of the screen and not green screening it out. I know it's not super professional. The layouts for E3 won't be green screened out either. I debated on bringing my green screen with me for E3. And I have a portable one, but I'm not so sure if I'm going to be bringing it or not. Because I'm not going to bring the lights. And without the lights, what's the point, right? So, because it's not going to key out very well. So I think I'm just going to do a different layout for E3. Kind of what I did last year, where I have the show kind of over here, and then me down in my own box, and then maybe some advertisement of hey, this is the Nintendo Direct, or this is the Microsoft press conference, and then maybe some social media stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Isn't Eric hyped? Yes, Eric is very hyped. That for sure is, I think, the next game he's getting. I don't know if he's getting Super Mario Maker, but he is going to get Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. He loved Ultimate Alliance 1 a lot. He thought 2 was all right. He's going to get 3. He for sure is going to get 3. I think I'm going to end up getting 3 too. So, might be the game I reviewed that month. Let's see here. Final Fantasy VII Remake announced for Switch. Wishful thinking. Well, if that's announced, I won't be till E3. Carl says, congrats, man. That's why I've been missing a lot of live streams. I got a new position at work and just haven't been able to make a lot of them. That happens. I also haven't been doing very many live streams. I think this is only my second one this week, and it's Wednesday. Normally, I've had like 2 or 3 by now, Sunday through Wednesday, but I had only one. So, let's see here. Go Bucks. Thanks, man. If you green screened, it would likely buff out that ugly green shirt. Actually, it wouldn't. The green screen is actually a much brighter green than my Milwaukee Bucks stuff, so it actually does not green screen out my shirts. I've already tested it. I've actually worn it in a prior live stream. So I know that you're just trolling a little bit because you're a Toronto Raptors fan, which is fine. Mad respect to the Raptors. They've been really good for a long time. They've been a thorn in the Bucks' side for a long time. Serge Ibaka, in particular, has been just a massive thorn in the Bucks' side. But it's going to be a fun game today. That's all I can say. I have no idea who's going to win. Chubbs Barrios says, hey, did you hear Netflix is having a presence at E3? I have heard that Netflix has games they're bringing to E3. I don't know how they're presenting them. I don't know where they're appearing. I don't know if they have their own press conference because I haven't seen anything announced that wise. But they did that back and forth exchange with the official E3 Twitter where it clearly was a pre-planned marketing thing. And Netflix is going to have more games appearing based on their shows. So we already know about Stranger Things 3, that game. But they're going to have more games apparently to show off. So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming they're going to be smaller indie games, kind of like the Stranger Things games have been. Now, granted, the Stranger... Oh! Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Whoop. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey. Ha-ha.
In Super Mario Maker 2, you can create the Super Mario courses of your dreams. And play courses created by other people from around the globe.
Very much like Mario Maker.
In other words, you can basically have new Super Mario courses to enjoy every day. Now, let's jump right into the basics.
Oh, is this going to be like a Mario Maker 101?
Lay some groundwork. Pick from iconic enemies and objects, like blocks, coins, Goombas, and pipes, and place them anywhere you like. You decide what goes inside blocks and where warp pipes should take Mario next. And that's just the tip of the goal pole. You can hide enemies, stack them up high, and biggin them with a super mushroom, hide coins in pipes, and so much more. By combining a variety of parts, you can do some incredible things, stuff that isn't even possible in regular Super Mario games. Taking a course you're working on for a test drive is a snap, allowing for rapid-fire experimentation. You can change the course theme, whether it's underground, underwater, castle, your choice. Even the game style itself can be altered with options like Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Super Mario World.
Okay.
Complete a course, and if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can share it with other players online.
There it is. You have to have the
Super Mario
online
courses
membership.
are meant to be played, so share yours with the world. Time to showcase some of this game's new tools, course parts, and features. Just pick a direction and set the length to create a slope. It's a beautiful thing, huh? Gentler slopes are an option too. Everyone's greatest fear, Angry Sun, is here. It holds a perpetual grudge, following and attacking Mario.
First thing I'm probably going to do is build a level with a ton of Angry Suns.
Remember the snake block? You can determine its trajectory by freely drawing.
That's cool.
And, woo, the blue one's really fast. Hit an on-off switch, and the red and blue blocks will swap. You'd be surprised how many uses there are. If you use them wisely, you can set up traps like this one, or even create a situation like this. Change tracks, or make conveyor belts change directions.
Oh, it's gonna get,
Seesaws
there's gonna
tilt
be some
left to
cool
right
stuff
under Mario's weight.
with that.
They're a perfect fit for risky tilt-centric courses like this one. Let it grab
Swinging
you.
claw.
Build momentum, then jump. Mario can even use these to send himself flying. Huh, bet you could even make a crane game.
Oh boy.
In this course theme, you can freely set the water level. Maybe half the course should be underwater. Or maybe the water level should change over time.
Right. That's cool that you can set
You
the
can select from
customizing.
3 different speeds. And water isn't the only thing you can flood a course with.
Okay.
This
Custom
side-scroller is
scroll.
truly customizable, right down to the scrolling itself. In a custom scroll course, you can decide where you want the scroll to start, adjust its trajectory, and set the speed at each point. The result is nice and smooth while you're playing. You could have it go up here, then go sideways. Hey, that's fast! You can now create vertical sub-areas. Of course, the auto-scroll feature operates vertically in here. To hide an area from view and prevent scrolling from revealing it, create a solid line of blocks perpendicular to the scroll direction. And voila! Secret room.
Okay.
Bonsai Bill looks like it's coming for Mario, because it is. You can select from the 4 cardinal directions. The red ones have a homing function. Watch out! Even lava doesn't phase the dry bone shell. Play dead for a
Okay.
sec, and you'll be temporarily invincible.
What? What kind
The
of move
10
is that?
coin is worth, 10 coins. Find hard-to-reach areas and tempt players. Feeling charitable? Use the 30 or 50 coin. Mario may just be strolling along when a sudden sound effect
What is
plays.
that?
There are a bunch in Super Mario Maker 2.
What is that? What?
Stick one on an enemy, or perhaps go with
What
something
is
more
that?
sinister.
What is going on?
Pass a Joy-Con
Mario
controller
Maker's
to a
always been
friend,
crazy.
and you can create a course together on a single screen. A little creative
What?
collaboration
Co-op?
goes a long way.
Co-op building? That's gonna be crazy.
Collect 50 coins. Defeat all the dry bones. Reach the goal as Super Mario. You
So
can set
different-
clear
different-
conditions,
different
and there are a
level
wide range to choose from.
Okay.
From enemies to
That is
allies
neat.
to
Being
items,
able to
a
make
twister will
courses
suck
now
up
where they have
anything. Unsuspecting passersby will fall
aspects.
victim to the icicle. Hey, conveyor belts can go diagonal too. Did you know red Yoshis breathe fire? Parachutes slow down the falling speed of anything attached to them. Watch out for Boom Boom. The mad lad will chase after you, swinging his arms and legs.
Boom, boom, yeah.
And there's still more to discover. If you're not sure how to use something, try out Story Mode.
Oh, story mode. Here we go.
In Story Mode, Mario sets out to help rebuild Princess Peach's castle. And to do so, he'll face an entire game's worth of courses in search of coins.
What?
Talk to the Taskmaster
An
to accept
entire
a job
game's
from the
worth of
bulletin board
courses?
and play the associated course. If Mario can clear the course, he'll earn coins as
they
a
put
reward.
a 2D Mario
Hey,
game
rebuilding a
inside
castle ain't cheap.
Mario Maker.
There are more than 100 original courses crafted by Nintendo in Story Mode,
That
showcasing
is
a variety of tools, course parts, and features. As you play, you'll see many examples of expert course design. As the castle's reconstruction progresses,
Okay.
Mario will be able to reach
Okay.
more areas in and around the construction site. The characters you meet in these new areas may even offer up additional jobs.
Nice. No, that's pretty sweet.
New sequel,
I like that,
new
that
course
story.
themes. Desert,
Desert theme.
snow,
Oh, listen to the music.
forest, and sky. There's new music too, written by veteran Super Mario composer Koji Kondo.
Yeah, Koji
Who else
Kondo.
could capture the classic sound of the Super Mario series? We've also got a new course part that makes these course themes even more fun. The moon.
Whoa! The moon! They brought
Tap
the
this
moon.
icon here and day
No.
becomes night. If you hit the angry sun, Mario will lose a life. But if you hit the moon, you'll wipe out a screen full of enemies.
That is awesome.
At night, expect a surprise or two, depending on the theme.
Mario's upside
In the
down.
ground theme, Goombas will float. The underground will turn upside down.
Oh, that is cool.
In a ghost house, the lights will dim. And in the sky, gravity itself will be reduced. The desert will get hit by a sandstorm, while the
Yes.
terrain of the snow theme will become
Okay.
really slippery.
They're, like,
and
going
the forest's
all out
usually
for
pleasant
Mario Maker
waters
2
will
right
be as poisonous as
This
they
is
come.
insane.
Rumor has it that some items will even transform into something else come nightfall. Once you've unlocked the night versions of themes, you don't have to place the moon course part to use them.
Wow.
The Super Mario 3D World game style is finally available. The way this game style works is very different from the other game styles, so the
It's its
course
own
you're
separate
working on
style.
will clear if you toggle between them. That's
Okay.
because there are things you can do here that you can't do in any other style.
Okay, so it's its own thing. You can't switch themes.
You can't mention Super Mario 3D World without Cat Mario. Climbing walls, scratching, sliding, pouncing. With all these moves at your disposal, the courses you create will instantly stand apart from courses made in the other game styles. You can even climb up the goal pole. These clear pipes can be placed in any shape you like. Be careful though, enemies will make use of them as well. Crates float on water and lava, so you can make your own path when there's no platform to walk on. If you come in contact with a warp box, you won't be able to escape its pull. You may get warped to an area full of enemies. Consider yourself warned. Better not touch the spike block.
Block. Nice.
You could combine it with the on-off switch to set traps like this one too. The exclamation mark block extends when
Yes.
hit. Ground pound to expand it faster.
Yes.
Blinking blocks phase in and out. Make sure to carefully time those jumps.
Nice.
The track block will follow any path you draw. The blue one won't move until you step on it. The mushroom trampoline yields a satisfying bounce.
Trampoline.
The piranha creeper will extend wherever you draw.
Oh, okay.
Watch out for its spiky stem.
Okay. I like that.
Skip Squeaks like to try and match Mario's
Yes,
jumps.
Skip Squeaks.
Sometimes you can use that to your advantage. Take this sweet ride for a spin to really tear through the course.
The Koopa Troopa
Just try
car.
not to crash it. Drive safely now.
All right. All right, I'm digging it.
Beware the Lord of Lava, Charbard.
Yeah, saw this
This
in the
monster's
movie.
obsessed with gobbling up Mario. Pom Pom smoke bombs onto the scene. This ninja's mastered the art of a doppelganger. Which one's the real one? The Bonsai Bill from Super Mario 3D World can actually fly toward the screen.
That's
It's so powerful, it can break through walls.
that.
Many other familiar faces from Super Mario 3D World will liven up this game style as well.
Oh. They have the cat Bowser. Time to switch online. Yay.
Course World is an online hub where players from around the world can share their carefully crafted courses. Browse by popular courses, or new courses, or run a search to find what you're looking for. For example, search by tags like puzzle solving, or maybe find some auto-scroll courses. Play a course, and you can leave a comment if they're enabled.
Nice. Be careful. That's cool.
If you download a course, you can play it anytime,
Yeah.
even when you're not connected to the internet.
Obviously. That's the point of downloading.
In Course World, each player has a maker profile. If other players like your courses, you'll earn maker points. But on top of being successful, why not be stylish? Customize your look with things like shirts and hats that you unlock by completing various objectives. Test your skills by trying to clear as many courses as possible before you get a game over. Select a difficulty, and courses will be queued up at random from the full collection available on Course World. Secure some truly impressive scores, and you might earn a top spot on the leaderboards. On top of that, there's a new mode in Super Mario Maker 2 that'll let you play together with others. In Course World, you can enjoy multiplayer with other players from around the world.
Nice. Online multiplayer.
In multiplayer versus mode, up to 4 players face off in a side-scrolling showdown. Each player will be assigned a different character. Then they'll race each other in a randomly selected course. The player who clears the course first wins. Depending on your win-loss ratio, your versus rating will change.
Oh, there it is.
Playing it safe is no way to win in a white-knuckle course like this one.
This is going to be intense.
Watch the others eat your dust as you escape an extreme obstacle. But when a boss comes around, you may want to put your differences aside. Maybe you can get away with sitting back and stealing all the credit at the end. During multiplayer, there are strategies to consider that would never come up during solo play. In multiplayer co-op mode, on the other hand, all players must work together to beat the course.
Okay, so
if a single player finishes it, everyone's a winner. If up to 4 players are hanging out together and each has a Nintendo Switch system and the Super Mario Maker 2 game, one can set up a virtual room for the others to join via nearby play. Only the player who makes the room needs a persistent internet connection for everyone to play. You won't be rated in this mode, but you can check out the standings. By the way, if you've designed a course with versus play in mind, consider using the multiplayer versus tag. It's a great way to help players who love to battle it out find what you've made.
Okay, I'm liking this. Even as someone who doesn't like building things, playing other people's creations is great. They're giving me a lot of ways to do that.
New parts. New challenges. New modes. And lots of new ways to have fun. Super Mario Maker 2 will come down the pipe on June 28th. If you're interested in pre-purchasing Super Mario Maker 2, we've got a couple promotions for you to consider. First, there's the Super Mario Maker 2 plus Nintendo Switch Online Bundle, which is available as both a physical and digital release and includes a 12-month individual membership for Nintendo Switch Online. If you're already a Nintendo Switch Online member, these 12 months will stack on your current membership.
Ooh, you can stack it.
Second, if you have a paid Nintendo Switch Online membership, there's a way to pre-purchase Super Mario Maker 2 at a discount that's exclusive to members. The Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers special offer. Paid Nintendo Switch Online members can buy a pair of Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers for just $99.99. Each voucher can be redeemed for an eligible digital game. Choose from some of your favorite Nintendo Switch titles. For example, redeem one voucher to pre-purchase Super Mario Maker 2 and use the other to download Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And you save $19.99 from the combined suggested retail price for this pair of games. This special offer is a great way to pre-purchase Super Mario Maker 2 at a discount and get a discounted game to play while you wait for its release. For more information about this special offer, visit Nintendo.com. Vouchers are redeemable for 1 year from the date of purchase and don't have to be used at the same time.
I don't know why you don't just discount.
Folks with a paid Nintendo Switch Online membership can buy and redeem Nintendo Switch game vouchers via Nintendo eShop on Nintendo Switch, as well as the game store on Nintendo.com with a PC or smart device. Oh, and one more thing. We're pleased to announce the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019 tournament. Tune in for exciting live competitive gameplay on June 8th. For more details and ticketing info, visit e3.nintendo.com.
All right. Well, that happened. Let's talk about that, shall we? Few things. For starters, the game looks great. I don't think there's any way you could come away from this Super Mario Maker 2 Direct and not think that it looks great. This looks like some real time and effort will put into a true sequel, right? They added so much new content, new modes, the multiplayer. They expanded on the single-player content with the full-on story mode. They're doing an invitational for this bad boy, on June 8th. Like, they are doing crazy stuff here. And no, for those wondering, I will not be going to the invitational. I'm not invited to go, and I'm not attending it in person. It's not happening. I am going to EA Play to actually play games on Switch. I gain nothing from attending the invitational. You don't gain by watching it online, besides maybe some swag or something. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The point is that the game looks great. This game looks way better than I anticipated a Mario Maker sequel to look, and man, am I glad they did this instead of just porting Mario Maker over and adding some new content. They really went all out. So that is crazy. That is awesome, and I couldn't be happier with that. I went from my excitement level for like Mario Maker 2 being like down here, like off camera, to now I'm like right here, man. Like it's still not big into building games, but this looks good, and I am definitely now getting it day one. I'm just saying it right now. This is day one. I'm buying Super Mario Maker 2. Day one. And you know we're going to have some patron multiplayer live streams. That's going to be crazy. If they let you play with friends online. If it's just with randos, then I guess I can't do that. But I can still play patron-made stages. So that'll be great. Beyond that, obviously they announced a few things at the end. Smart way to sell online. $10 off if you buy, digital $70 bundle. And if you already have Nintendo Switch Online service, then it just stacks. I think that's smart. I don't have any issue with that. It would have been cool if they said also you can get like a free trial when you buy the game, like they did with Splatoon and the demo and all that. But whatever. It's still a nice way to try to get people into the Nintendo Switch Online service. It doesn't make the online service better, by the way. It's something. The last thing they threw out there, that to me was weird, where you buy like those for $99, you get 2 game purchase tickets, and you could then go buy, a $60 game for $50, basically. So you're saving $20. I'm not against the idea of a discount. I think it's great. What I don't understand is why they're making us have to spend $99 to save $20. As an example, if I just want to get Mario Maker for $50, I have to spend $100. But I don't want to spend $100. I don't have $100. So what am I more likely to do? Spend the $60, or am I more likely to spend the $50? And then on top of that, then what's that whole $10 discount about, right? Because like if you go buy the Nintendo Switch Online service for $20, but then you're like, oh, but I want that $10 service, but then no, because I want the $20 off. I don't get. I'm fine with the discounts. Game discounts absolutely should be part of the Nintendo Switch Online service. But why do we have to spend $100 to get the discount? Why can't the discounts just be there? Why can't you just say it's automatically, 1/6 off? What's that percentage wise here? Just go. Man, I can't believe I can't math right now. So, okay, 16%, 17%. So why can't you just say, hey, look, every game that is first-party Nintendo is 17% off if you are a Nintendo Switch Online service person. Like, why make people have to spend $100 to save 10? Or to save 20, I guess. When you could just say, look, if you're a member of the Nintendo Switch Online service, you know what special offer? You get 17% off of every single Nintendo published game. How hard is that? I don't like this having to spend $100 to save 20 when you might only be trying to buy one game and you might not have $100 just ready to go. It's not like it's a bad deal. Save money, of course. Like, if there's 2 games you want to buy, and now you know you can save $20, well, then sure, buy the pass. Obviously, you'd be stupid if you're a member of the Nintendo Switch Online service. You want to buy the games digitally. You'd be dumb, if you're buying 2 $60 games to not buy the tickets. But why do we have to go through the hassle of buying the tickets and then buying the individual games with the tickets when you could just apply a discount to the games? That's the only thing I don't get. Beyond that, Super Mario Maker 2 looks fantastic. Like, This pass thing is a separate thing. They kind of tacked on at the end to try to make the online service sound like it's better than it really is. And they could have just applied a 17% discount to all Nintendo published games. But whatever. I mean, I can't let that little bit of just strange. It's just Nintendo being Nintendo, right? Like, oh, they're going to give us the game discounts, but they have to do it the Nintendo way, right? That's what it feels like. This is a very Nintendo way of giving game discounts. That being said, at least Super Mario Maker 2 looks great. I didn't really expect it not to look great. I didn't expect it to look this good. What are you guys excited about? What are you guys concerned about? Let me read a little bit of the chat here. No Amiibo support, then I won't buy it. Oh, yeah, they didn't show Amiibo support. Doesn't mean it's not there. Could be something they show off at E3. But I can't imagine why it wouldn't be there, since Switch has native Amiibo support, and they had it last time. I doubt they're cutting a feature, but we'll see. We won't know that probably till E3. Pay $99 and split it with Eric. Yeah, if we're both going to get Mario Maker 2, it's obviously the smart way to do it. The problem is I can't gift games on Switch. Did you know that? You can't gift games. So even if I paid the $99 for the 2 tickets, I can't buy Mario Maker 2 twice with it. I can't gift him a game. So it would all be tied to my account and not his. So he wouldn't be able to take it with him on his Switch. Let's see here. Hope you can use the vouchers on cheaper games too, like Nintendo games that are on sale. They only advertise it as saving $20, so I bet you it's for $60 games only. As much as I like the look of Mario Maker 2, there's some stuff that seems to be missing from the original, unless they just haven't shown it yet. Well, they focused on the new this time, right? Like, they showed a little bit of the same old, but they focused a lot on the new stuff, which, of course, they're going to focus on the new. I think E3 is the time when they confirm, hey, look, all that old stuff is here, too. So I doubt they're going to get rid of anything. I think they just wanted to show off a bunch of new and get people excited. But again, E3 will be when we finally find out. Edward Norton. Except EA makes good adult games with good graphics that are completely broken and milk your pocketbooks. Come on, let's not. Here's the thing. I love EA games. I play them. Play Madden. Stuff like that. It's kind of the main one I play. I like Dragon Age, stuff like that. But let's just be honest about EA. They milk your pockets. They overpromise and underdeliver. And half the time their games are buggy and broken. They might look pretty. Anthem looks pretty. Actually, I don't even think Anthem's that bad. But they definitely overpromised with Anthem. That to me, that's the biggest issue with Anthem, was they massively overpromised with that game. But yeah, they make pretty looking games. I mean, the Frostbite engine's a pretty looking engine. Of course, the games look good. Looking pretty, however, does not make a game good, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see here. Dude, they're offering a full year of online for $10 if you buy Super Mario Maker 2. If you buy Super Mario Maker 2 bundle with the online service. They don't just give it to you for $10 if you buy it after the fact. You have to buy the bundle. Multiplayer features, courses via. Yeah, dude, the multiplayer stuff, I didn't expect that. Maybe I should have, but it wasn't there at all in Mario Maker originally, so why would you expect it? I didn't expect it. So the multiplayer stuff is crazy. I like that. The only thing I'm properly concerned about is the 100 Mario. I have no idea where that would fit in the menus they showed. I have no idea. It'll be a sub-menu of a sub. I mean, come on. If they can make all of the different modes fit in that weird-looking Super Smash Bros. Ultimate menu, they'll make it work in Super Mario Maker. I'm not really too worried about it. There's way less modes. They'll make it work. They are trying to force you to commit to buying 2 games. They are. If you, to be fair, if you're a member of the Nintendo Switch Online service, chances are that you already own a bunch of games. I would say more of the avid Nintendo fans that like a lot of games on Switch, including a lot of multiplayer games from Nintendo, Mario Kart, Splatoon, Mario Maker 2, Pokemon in the future, whatever. Would have the service anyways. But yeah, I don't mind that it exists. I just think they should just apply a discount. If you're a member of the Nintendo on the service, you should just get 17% off of all the games. You shouldn't have to spend $100 to get the discount, right? Like, that's the thing. Spend money to get the discount. I get it, but I don't know. I think they'd actually sell more games if they just said, hey, look, as a member of the Nintendo Switch Online service, you get 17% off of all our games. Like that to me would actually sell more than just 2 games. Think how many people would be willing to pick up a ton of Nintendo games with a 17% discount. Especially since the discount could be there at launch versus physical, right? Let's see here. Nintendo is greedy. They may not be as greedy as EA or Activision. Nintendo's, dude, any for-profit company is greedy. Let's just be honest. For-profit companies exist to make money. That is their primary purpose of existence. So, of course, Nintendo's greedy. Welcome to anyone that cares about making money. You can argue I'm greedy, for crying out loud. Like, everyone who's trying to make money out there, who's trying to be for-profit, who's trying to live comfortably, who's trying to, like, everyone's greedy trying to make money. Like, that's nothing new. And they make decisions at times that make them more money that might not be beneficial to everyone else around them. But the game looks great, and the Switch is great. So you know what? It's whatever. I mean, you're gonna get practices at times that, you know, the Nintendo Switch Online service just on its own is a money grubbing practice. But what are you gonna do? Either the $20 is worth it for you to play a whole bunch of Nintendo games online, or it's not, and that's up to the individual person to decide if they're willing to pay it or not. I have already paid, and I play a lot of games online on Switch, so I can't say I regret it. I wish I didn't have to pay at all, but I can't say it hasn't been worth the money. Like, in terms of, you know, would I spend an extra $5 on each of my multiplayer games to play them online? Of course I would. So, like, it's been worth it, I guess, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good practice. It just means that their games are good enough for me to pay for it, is basically all it means. Local multiplayer, man. Other than that, amazing and awesome. Great job, Nintendo. This game looks crazy, but man, no local multiplayer. Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer all requires online, which isn't surprising since you get courses from the internet. It's just, I told people days ago, Super Mario Maker 2 was going to require the Nintendo Switch Online service. You basically shouldn't buy the game. You'll be able to play aspects of it without the online, but you're not going to be able to enjoy a vast majority of what Super Mario Maker 2's purpose is without Nintendo Switch Online. It's going to be like Splatoon. You could play single player in Splatoon, but you're not buying Splatoon 2 for single player. Let's see here. Nintendo is greedy to the point of being anti-consumer at a fair few times, and the Switch is not great. I disagree with you that the Switch isn't great, but that's a debate we've had in the past. As for Nintendo's greedy to the point of being anti-consumer, yeah, so is Sony, so is Microsoft, so is Epic, so is Steam, so is everyone. There isn't really a video game platform or company out there that doesn't cross the line into anti-consumerism for the sake of money. So let's not sit here and pretend that everyone else is innocent. Do you want me to get into the bad practices that everyone else has going on as well? Because I can. And it's not pretty. But it's just part of the industry. And it's an unfortunate part of the industry that is going to exist because they want to make the most money they can. Overall, the game is perfect. Just the voucher part, special offers for the online service, don't get me wrong. That's just part of the business for companies like Nintendo. I mean, I'm not mad the vouchers exist. I just think that it could have been handled better than saying, hey, spend $100 and you could save $20. It's like, or I could just spend nothing and save $100. Like, I hate when companies do that. Kohl's does that all the time. Oh yeah, if you spend $300 at Kohl's, you could save $75. It's like, or I could just spend nothing and then I actually save money. But it's a commonly used sales tactic to get people to buy things. So they're like, oh man, $20 for spend $100. Man, I better do that now. They screwed up by not including the stylus. I'm actually surprised. Who knows? The stylus might be included. There is a stylus that exists. It could be included, and they're not talking about it yet. Remember, guys, the game doesn't come out till the end of June, so wait for E3. That's when we will have all the final details for Mario Maker 2. We'll know how to get a stylus officially, if a stylus is going to be bundled in, if it, whatever. Like, let's just hold off on that. We don't know. I would assume there isn't going to be a stylus included, but you never know. It could be. Gotta wait. What's your hype levels for this game now? I went from a 6 to an 8. I went from probably a 3 or a 4, where I knew it was going to be really good and I'd have some fun with it, especially on live stream with you guys. But I honestly didn't play a ton of Mario Maker on my Wii U. I owned it, bought it day one, didn't play it as much as I thought I would because I didn't enjoy making levels as much as I thought I would. And that was really it. But my hype level from a 3 to a 4 to like a 7, which basically if my hype level for a game is a 7 or higher, I'm pretty much going to buy the game. Because it has a potential once I buy the game that it probably won't go below a 7 for my enjoyment of the game, but there's potential to go higher. And if I end up liking building levels, great. And that's the thing about Mario Maker is that you don't have to like building levels. You just have to like playing other people's levels, like the single player, like the multiplayer. I'm a YouTuber, so like I can have my patrons like build out levels and courses for me to play, and I can rank them and leave comments on them if they leave the comments open, and obviously advertise their levels on live stream. So yeah, and we can do like themed weeks and be like, hey, this week we're doing auto scrolling theme. This next week we're doing build a music level theme or whatever. It's gonna be crazy. What's gonna happen? I think with the live streams. Will I review Sonic Team Racing? I don't know. I don't want to promise any reviews for games I haven't currently bought right now. So you'll save money if you want both games. LOL, no problem. Microsoft is far less anti-consumer than Nintendo. Sony does some pretty anti-consumer crap, but nowhere near as many as Nintendo does. As for Epic, you see why PC gamers are mad. Yeah, they should be also pissed at Steam too. You don't see them getting as mad as Steam for the extremely anti-consumer practices Steam does. It's pathetic how much flack Epic gets when Steam is just given a free pass. That being said, I'm not here to like get into the whole PC war debate. I've been a PC gamer probably, no, not longer than a Nintendo gamer, but almost as long as I've been a Nintendo gamer and a PC gamer. And let me tell you, there is a lot of BS going on in the PC gaming market that everyone's just ignoring because they have this affliction where they have this unbounding loyalty. It's it's fanboyism is basically what it is. And same thing happens in the console space. Like you're talking about how Microsoft is far less anti-consumer than Nintendo. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're really not more anti-consumer than I mean, there's a potential this year that Microsoft expects people to pay for 3 subscription services: Game Pass, Xbox Live, and then Project whatever they end up calling the Xstream, whatever they end up calling it in the end, their streaming service. There's a potential they may be trying to get people to spend $100 a month. Like, that's not very pro-consumer of Microsoft. This is in addition to them giving lower quality games of gold games than they used to. This is in addition to some other anti-consumer practices I really don't want to get into because I need to do some more research into them. But Microsoft has done some really extremely petty crap. Let's not even get into the beginning of the generation when they forced people to spend $500 and get Kinect when people didn't want Kinect. And they tried to force like an all digital future. And now, for all we know, they're going to do it this time around. We don't know. Like, let's just not get into this individual fanboyism crap. Bottom line is, to be truly unbiased means you need to be fairly critical of everyone. All of the companies have a bunch of anti-consumer practices. Nintendo's aren't really any worse than anybody else's. And if you think that, then you are extremely biased against Nintendo. Oh, they have so many ports and remasters. So did Sony. So did Xbox, to be fair. No one was complaining then. There's no reason to be more critical of Nintendo than you are of other companies, is basically what I'm saying. Nintendo isn't doing anything nearly as bad as some of the other companies, to be completely honest. Do we need to get into the microtransactions like that Microsoft and Sony put in some of their games that Nintendo hasn't really participated that much in? Or the Day One DLC. Oh, the Day One DLC is the worst. Did they really drop couch co-op? No local multiplayer is an instant no-buy for me. I don't know. We don't know. I mean, they didn't talk about it, so we just don't know. Greeting this as part of the industry, debating about it is kind of a waste. We get to decide what deal works best for us. Stylus is a pre-order bonus? I don't know. Did they announce that after the fact? Has there been like a... Let me see here. Has there been like a little news influx after the fact that the Stylus is a pre-order bonus? Let me see here. Game vouchers. I'm not seeing anything about the Stylus. The preload is up. The game size itself is 2.8 gigabytes. So you can go preload Mario Maker 2 on your Switch right now. But yeah, I'm not seeing any news on the stylus yet. Let's see here. Save 70% with a voucher. Thanks, my lord. You think the vouchers will work on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because it's system exclusive? If Nintendo's publishing it, yeah. I think it's going to be Nintendo published games only that is going to apply to. I am low-key hyped for your Mario Maker patron streams. Yeah, I don't know how many there's going to be, but there'll be some. We'll obviously have a launch week stream or like at the end of launch week. Give our patrons time to actually build the levels out. End of launch week, and then we'll see. Maybe for like that first month we'll do like a weekly Super Mario Maker 2 stream where I have different challenges for the patrons each week to make different courses. So we'll see. And then I'll play them on stream. And we'll see what happens. See how crazy it gets. Let's see here. Steam is one of the most anti-consumer things that happened to gaming in the last 20 years. I mean, there are some positive things that Steam brought to the table in terms of simplifying certain ways of purchasing games and unifying libraries and stuff like that. But there's also been a lot of BS too. Obviously, you know about it. I know you're a big Steam hater. I don't really hate Steam. I don't think it gets enough criticism for what it is. I think people look at what Epic's doing and they get so pissed off, but they ignore all of the crappier things that Steam has been doing for a long time. And I think that sucks because it paints one company as being massively worse than the other when, to be honest, they're both shady, crappy, money-grubbing companies. Valve isn't even a game maker anymore, for crying out loud. So they literally just care about money and nothing else. Valve has made it very clear they only care about money. And a lot of the practices they put in place are very much about making as much money as they humanly can. Let me see here. Nintendo overcharges $60 for last-gen ports. Shuts down fan games and mods. To be fair, fan games and mods are technically against the law. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit there. I know some other companies let it go, but I'm not going to, like, chastise Nintendo for, like, following the law. Forces couples to pay millions just because they had old ROMs. Well, those couple... By the way, I talked about that ROM site thing in the past. They'll never have to pay the money. That was the settlement. That's not how those court cases work. The settlement is just a precedent. What ends up happening is a second agreement is made outside the courts for a much smaller amount. That's way more palatable for the people involved because Nintendo knows they'll never get that money. You know, like Nintendo knew the precedent is set. They're never going to get that money. Those people don't have that kind of money. Like, there's nothing they can do. The rest of their lives, they'll never have that kind of money to give Nintendo. So what ends up happening is Nintendo would rather get a little bit of money than none. So they make a separate agreement that, it's like, oh, we'll garnish X amount out of your tax return every year. We'll take... a lesser settlement of a few $100,000 or whatever, or maybe just like $10,000 or something. Like a much smaller settlement happens in those cases, and this has been proven many, many times over. You can even look up other cases that were like that, where they end up never paying millions, not even $1 million. They end up paying a much smaller amount because Nintendo's never going to get that money. Then they'd rather get some money than none. They just want the precedent set to scare other people from trying to put Nintendo ROMs online. As for talking about, forces a couple to pay million just because they had old ROMs, again, against the law. I'm not going to get mad at Nintendo for enforcing the law. Okay? You can disagree with it and you can think it's crappy. Bottom line is, hosting and allowing people to download ROMs is against the law in the United States. So don't get mad at Nintendo, get mad at the law. Because the law says you cannot do that. It is illegal. It is a felony. So... I don't know what to tell you there. There's no reason to call that an anti-consumer thing. People that are using illegal ROMs aren't really consumers for Nintendo. They're people that are playing games illegally. If you're a consumer of Nintendo, you're buying everything from Nintendo. I know, we can talk about the reasons that people want to use ROMs and all that. I'm just pointing out the fact that, again, they're enforcing the law. So, and they're not the only company to have done stuff like this in the past. Oh, Censors modders on YouTube. Sure. again, enforcing the law. And Nintendo Switch Online is too much. I agree that Nintendo Switch Online shouldn't be a paid service, but it's not any worse than what the other companies are doing. So let's not sit back and pretend that the $20 is worse than the $60. As for the amount of money for last-gen ports, the market determines value of games. I think they overcharge for last-gen ports, but the market keeps buying them in the millions. So they would be absolutely stupid to release something like Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for $40 when it's probably still only going to sell 3 or 4 million, and they're still going to sell 3 or 4 million at 60. They would just be throwing money away. That's just business. I'm not going to get mad at them for valuing their IPs at a certain level, even if I disagree with it, and I agree they shouldn't be 60, and then they end up selling millions of it. Like, obviously, Nintendo knows what they're doing because people are buying it. I mean, look at New Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, $60 was a Wii U port, and look how many, like 12 plus million copies. You know how much money they would have thrown away if they charged $40 for that? Like, again, Nintendo is a business. I'm not going to get mad at a company for valuing their games at a certain level. Like, I think it's too much. I don't think that, I've chastised Nintendo for it. I've chastised other companies for it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to like, oh my God, they're such a crappy anti-consumer company because they overvalue their games. I mean, it's their games. They can value them at whatever they feel like. What's the one game coming out that I'm not happy what the price is going to end up being? Devil May Cry, right? We're getting the PlayStation 4 HD remaster of the first Devil May Cry on Switch, and I guarantee you it's going to be overpriced, and I hate that it's going to be overpriced, but you know what? I'm not going to destroy the company over it. I'll say, hey, look, I don't think it should be priced this way. The price should be like $10. It should fall in line with the HD collection, and that's that. And they're going to not do it that way. They're going to charge more. And it's up to us as consumers if we're willing to pay that bigger price tag. So ultimately, us consumers determine what those prices are. If people weren't buying those ports at $60 a pop in the millions upon millions upon millions, Nintendo would stop selling them at $60. But the market is telling them, we will buy your games at $60. So Nintendo is just doing what any smart business would do. What I would do if I were Nintendo. I wouldn't charge less for those games if I were Nintendo, because I want to make money. They're a for-profit business. They should charge what they think people will pay. And if they don't pay it, then you charge less the next time around. But we keep paying it, right? Well, some of us, not all of us. Let me see here. If one 2019 game gets delayed, which do you think it'll be? Animal Crossing, because it's the only one we haven't seen gameplay of. So Animal Crossing, to me, is the most likely to be delayed. Let's see here. Decent show for Mario Maker 2, but I plan to skip the online subscription and game. Well, obviously, I wouldn't pick up the game if you don't plan to have the subscription. Let me see. I do believe this said something about first-party games for the voucher deal. Yeah, I mean, it'll say something when you go buy it. It'll mention exactly what kind of games you can get with it. Let's see. It might even have a list of games. Like, hey, you can use it to buy these games. Let's see here. And the thing is, you can get like Breath of the Wild for $45 physically, like in a lot of places. So, I mean, I don't know. You got to kind of price shop because it still might be cheaper to buy certain games physically than digitally. Let's see here. Do you think the Mario Maker 2 / Switch bundle deal is just going to be $80? Is it going to give you a deal? What do you mean Switch bundle deal? The Mario Maker 2 deal is $70 and includes the online service. I'm not sure what deal you're talking about, Doc Ido. What up, Nate? Really enjoyed your Road to E3 podcast. I'm looking forward to Animal Crossing the most. Nice. Hope we see it. I'm like crossing my fingers because all we ever saw was a little CGI announcement that it's happening, but we haven't seen any gameplay. When I haven't seen gameplay, I get really nervous about whether it's coming, but that doesn't mean it's not. They did say 2019, and they haven't deviated from that yet, so we'll see at E3. Let's see here. Nintendo Switch Online isn't too much. It's a great price. It simply provides too little. I agree. I think it would be nice for the games that they include, like the NES, if they gave us a roadmap, like 6 months out of what the games are going to be, and if we're ever going to get more than NES. Like, I would like to see a roadmap, like some other companies do. Epic has a roadmap for their entire platform. They have a 12-month roadmap that's public, and you can see what months they're adding certain features and stuff. So I would like to see Nintendo do something like that, so they're more transparent about what you're paying for. Because since you're paying for a year at a time, it would make sense to have a year out plan. But I don't know if Nintendo fully knows what they're doing past the following month and the following month. I don't know if they think that far ahead. Let's see here. That was a good direct. I agree. It was a very good direct. But how about if you want to play an old classic game, but it isn't on Switch and it costs an arm and a leg online? It's Nintendo's fault they can't provide classic games and we use ROMs. Again, you're getting into a whole separate issue. You're getting into an issue of availability of a game versus illegally downloading and playing a game. It's still illegal. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not here to debate with you the law. The law, Nintendo didn't make the law. The law is what it is. It's not Nintendo's fault. They did not make the law. You can't blame Nintendo for what the law says. So, let me see here. What I'm saying is Nintendo didn't make the rules. Nintendo just enforces them. We need GTA Maker, but that won't happen. I mean, you could argue that all the GTA mods out there are basically a GTA Maker. Thanks for the stream today, and looking forward to the Raptors win later. Well, we'll see. Let's be real on the ROM topic. I don't know what you mean by let's be real, Armando. There's a list with games that are available with the voucher, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is on it. Okay. I was wondering if it was going to be not just first party, but Nintendo published. Because I think they're publishing Ultimate Alliance 3. Let me see. What would you do if Nintendo tricked us and stopped the Direct only to show a hardware reveal 5 minutes later when we all left? Honestly, I'd still be happy. And I'd be like, dude, Nintendo, thanks for trolling, man. Thank you so much for trolling. Nintendo's biggest fault this gen is getting rid of Virtual Console. Think of how much more money they could have made. Well, they're trying to push the online servers. I think the biggest mistake they've made isn't so much getting rid of Virtual Console, but not giving us a roadmap plan for when other systems could be added to the online service. If they did that, they would sell more online subscriptions. But it is what it is. Most laws are made because of the benefits of corporations. So yeah, oh, of course. Obviously, laws are made to benefit things in a certain way. But Nintendo didn't make the laws, didn't make copyright laws on ROMs. They just enforce them. Nintendo didn't even lobby for the copyright laws on ROMs. It happened in court. What Nintendo did lobby were for laws on flashcards and stuff like that. But the actual ROM laws, that's nothing new. That existed before Nintendo was even a video game company. So, it is what it is. Oh, man, Nate, you keep shilling for Nintendo. Why are you acting like Player Essence? Shilling Nintendo to death. Be like BitBlock. He bashes them when they mess up and praises them when they did right. You know, here's the thing, an unbiased Nintendo fan. When are you going to stop being biased against Nintendo? When you start doing that, I'll stop shilling. I don't know how I'm shilling because I blast Nintendo all the time. I literally just blasted them for their vouchers thinking it's stupid and there's a better way to do it. I literally spent like 8-minute rant blasting them. Just because I don't agree with you on what you think is wrong with Nintendo doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it right. It's just a difference in opinion. And until you can separate your own bias and actually live up to your username, I don't want to hear anything about you calling me a shill. Let me just put it that way. Until you can actually live up to what you claim you are, don't talk to me about that, about shill crap. You should see what Manitoba is doing. They said video and computer games need to be enforced using the ESRB rating. You could argue Apple has Mac OS games and don't use it there. I don't know what you're talking about, Sonic Man. I'm trying to understand that. You should see what I know what Manitoba is. They said video and computer games need to be enforced using the... okay, that's like it is in the US. You could argue Apple has Mac OS games and don't use it there. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's some people that aren't using the ESRB where they should be. I thought you were retiring from YouTube in April. I never said I was retiring from YouTube. Never once did I ever say I was retiring from YouTube. That never came out of my mouth. Check the receipts on that. I said what would happen is I would be doing YouTube a lot less if and when I had to get a different job. No, I never once said I was retiring from YouTube. Check the receipts, man. You want me to go back to my videos and just literally sit here and watch them for the next few hours with you and show you where I consistently said I just wouldn't be doing YouTube full time anymore? Sure. All right. Haters gonna hate, man. Never once said that I was quitting YouTube. Never once came out of my mouth. Never once. And by the way, that also means you watched 0 of my update videos on it, where I also talked about what was happening with my channel, including a video I just put out, or the live stream or whatever I just did like a week ago. But I never said I was quitting YouTube. I said I was no longer going to be doing YouTube full time, and guess what? I'm not doing it full time anymore. I don't know if that's if that hasn't become apparent by my lack of live streams and me not getting as many videos out. Heck, I missed 2 weeks of the podcast. I'm clearly not doing YouTube full time anymore. But that's all I ever said is I had 3 months to decide if I could do YouTube full time or not. That is what I said. I never said that I would quit after 3 months. I said I would not be doing YouTube full time after 3 months. Let's see here. What the heck, YouTube? So I'm scrolling down on my thing and it stops after 3 months of videos. It won't let me go back further. YouTube, what are you doing? Why can't I go back further than 3 months ago? It literally, like, I'll show you guys. Look at this. It won't let me go back further. I obviously have videos before 3 months ago. This is so stupid. Like, look, my scroll wheel is working. Well, I guess I can't check the receipts for you right now because I'm gonna have to go into the back end and look up the videos individually, trying to remember the titles of them. Sorry, I was gonna show you the receipts. I was gonna go to the moments in the video where I said, yeah, I got 3 months to try to make this full-time YouTube thing work. Never said I was quitting YouTube after 3 months. I always said I would continue YouTube regardless of what happens. I just wouldn't be full-time anymore. And not being full-time means some things are going to change. All right. Let me see here. So what do you do now since you are not a full-time YouTuber? None of your business. Personal, man. I will talk about jobs I do or whatever whenever I feel like talking about them, or I'll never talk about them because it's my business, not your guys's. Your guys' business are basically anything that's about YouTube. So anything happening at the channel, any content planned, any content not planned, content changes, schedule changes. You guys are privy to all that information because I'm open and transparent about anything regarding this YouTube channel. But when it comes to my personal life and what things I do outside of YouTube, you don't need to know about it if I don't want to tell you. And I don't really want to tell you. I'm not mad that you asked the question. I'm just letting you know that I'm trying to keep more of my life personal to myself and not public to all of you guys because it's none of your business. Scroll harder and maybe it'll work if you do. Scroll harder. I also did a refresh. It still won't load past 3 months for me for some reason. I'm sure I existed 4 months ago. Yeah, I don't know. Did I? Am I only 4 months old? Is this real? Am I in a real plane of existence right now? I thought Mario Maker 2 would be more of the same, and then this direct happens. Great. The game is great, especially for online part. Dude, the direct was sick. I think we all can agree that direct was way better than any of us thought it would be. Hey, delivery status. My desk for the new stage that I'm building for in my studio is arriving tomorrow. I still am missing some other stuff, but all right, I gotta go. My mother is bringing my other kids back home after she was watching them for the direct. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this live reaction to this direct. I'll read the last few comments here. Is this real life? Is this? I can't sing it. I'll get my channel get a strike down or something. Let me see. I get why you don't get personal here. I respect it, but you can reach out to me privately anytime. It's okay. I don't have any reason to reach out privately. Like people always are like, oh, you can reach out. Like I'm not like we're not talking depression here. I just don't want to talk about my personal life. What happened was your predecessor was destroyed, so another android took over and transferred the memory. How do you define real? Are you talking about what you... Oh my gosh. All right, that's enough. I'll get this stream live here once YouTube's done processing it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.